guys, today I'm gonna come on here and talk to you about some songwriting tips that I have for you when it comes to writing a song. And for me, these are things that I do normally. These are things that I've also learned from other writers that I've worked with, and they've really helped me. So I wanna share them with you guys, and hopefully they help you when you're writing your song and that you vibe with them. So this is my dog Bentley. He thinks he's a cat, and you've probably seen him show up in some of my videos before, so he's just gonna chill here, so just don't mind him. But let's jump right in. Okay, so the first thing that I find very important when I'm songwriting is to come up with a bunch of different titles. On my phone I have so many different titles, and I just kind of scroll through them and just kind of see if there's a song there. Sometimes there is, sometimes there's not. Especially when I'm feeling uninspired, I'll kind of flip through there. But basically, I was reading this one book one time, and it was talking all about the 5 senses and how when you write songs, you really want to incorporate those things because it allows people to feel what you're saying more. So even when I'm just outside, like every single day where I wake up, I try to be really aware of what's around me and see if there's a title in that. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't, and sometimes I'm just driving and something pops up, so I will write it down. But as a writer, I think it's really important that you collect as many titles as you can, especially if you're walking into a co-write and you know, you guys are trying to find ideas. It just looks really good on your part to be prepared and to have a bunch of different titles. So I would definitely say titles are very important, a great start, a great way to just start the songwriting process, and that will just lead us on to the next point. All right, so the next thing is to have a melody. And this is really interesting for me because normally I play on the guitar or I play on the piano and I try to come up with a bunch of chord progressions and melodies and try to find something that works. But lately, I have really just been trying to get inside my head and just kind of like free write without any instruments, which has been really interesting and different for me, but it's allowed me to change my style and sound so much. And I feel like it's because I have no limitations with chord progressions or anything, and I'm humming on the spot. So a lot of my songs recently have just been me humming and messing around, but I would definitely say that a melody on a guitar is super important, a piano, or just in your head, if you're hearing something cool, just, you know, sing it out and see what you come up with. But it's very interesting because it gives you no limitation doing that. So I've found a lot of just uniqueness in my writing that way. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is just pull up my guitar and kind of show you guys how I write. And I'm just coming up with this on the spot, so please don't judge me. But this is basically just kind of what I'll do and see if anything comes from it. So let's just try like a few different chords and see if we come up with anything. So if I like that, then I'll try to hum over that, like so I kind of like that. So now I'll try and like play around with it like a little bit more, and I'll sing dummy lyrics to try to fill it. So, I mean, that's kind of simple, but if I like something there, and something that I find too happens with me a lot is a lot of the dummy lyrics, I call them, that I sing when I'm just messing around, sometimes a word or a phrase ends up being the title. So that could also throw us back to that title talk that I had before, and kind of just, I don't know, it's different, right? It's always unique. It's writing. It could really be anything, and you could get an idea anyway. So don't just do one thing. because you would be surprised what just comes from playing your guitar too, or just singing something in your head like we were talking about. And then like for a chorus, we want to go high, right? So I could do, we'll go back to that verse like, and then we'll do it again. And then like pre-chorus we could do like, and then chorus. I'll just mess around until I find something. I didn't personally love that, but that's really how simple it is. And if you guys don't have any music theory experience, do not worry. There is so many different sites where you can go like online and just type in, you know, popular chord progressions and a bunch will come up, or guitar chord progressions, piano chord progressions, which will actually lead me on to what I'm gonna say next, because where you can find all of those is available on this beautiful little app. This app is amazing. This app is one of my favorites. You know it as Pinterest if you have never heard it before. Pinterest is just an amazing site. It's just kind of like, I feel like it's like mini blogs, but also like quotes and sayings and everything are found on this site. You can also find recipes. It's really like, it's amazing. I don't think that there's anything better. So just for an example of what I'm gonna show you guys, you get Pinterest, you can go type in everything. I'm gonna write chord progressions, guitar, all right? And if you look here, the first one that comes up is a bunch of different chord progressions that you can use. There's also so many on here that you can search and find and look at, and these are just so helpful, especially again if you don't have any music theory. And yeah, it's really, really helpful. There's more advanced ones that actually like, you know, show you all the guitar chords, which ones to use. So this thing is amazing, and I've been using Pinterest for a while now, just for like maybe a bit more chords that are unique and different, so I'm not always using the same, you know, G, D, E, A, C format. But yeah, so that's really cool. Also, what I love to do, and this also kind of brings us on to our next point of writer's block and being inspired and how to become inspired, is that sometimes when I'm not inspired or I feel like I'm kind of having a, you know, a down songwriting day, I will go to Pinterest and I will look up a bunch of different quotes. So let's just say like, I'll just type in quotes, and there's a bunch of them. And like even just this one, all we have is now, like that could be an amazing song. For example, like I love that quote, that's amazing. It says, you don't have to control your thoughts, you just have to stop letting them control you. And I feel like that's something that we all go through. So if I feel like I can relate to that, then basically what I'll do is just take a piece of paper and I'll write down what thoughts I feel like have controlled me in my life. And I'll just write each thing down. And then I'll figure out things and different ways that I could let them go. So I'll write that down. And in the song, I'll just kind of take my guitar, or I'll sing it in my head, and I'll try to write something. Like let's just do this for an example. I don't want power, I don't want control, 'cause it's taking me over. I just wanna let it stop, I don't wanna be in control. So like I'll kind of just, you know, mess with that and see if there's anything that comes to my head. But basically this is just another really great way of writing songs, but make sure that you relate to what you're singing about, because if you're not relating to it, it's never gonna resonate onto others. So that's just a really, really big thing. And if you could take one thing from this video, please remember that, is that you need to love what you're singing, believe what you're singing, or no one else will. Alright guys, so the last thing that I want to talk about is this thing. This is called Aspire, and this has been one of the absolute best songwriting tools I ever have had, other than my guitar of course. But this is a microphone built in, and actually it goes like compatible straight off your phone. So there's Aspire app that you download, and from that app it connects. These are all like my songwriting ideas on here, and the microphone's absolutely amazing. You can put vocal effects on it. It doesn't do vocal tuning, but it does do a bunch of effects. And then on the back here, you can actually plug your guitar straight into it, so you can record very, very high quality demos right away in the comfort of your home. And it's so small, so easy. I definitely recommend this. I have brought this to so many different writes, and my writers are absolutely fascinated by it and think it is an amazing product. So if you have not ever heard of this before, please, please, please do yourself a favor and look this up, because as a songwriter, singer, this will literally change your life. It is so easy and it sounds absolutely unbelievable. So I can't live without this thing. Alright guys, so thank you so much for listening to my TED Talk. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it and took something out of it. If there's any ways that you guys write that are different, I would love to know in the comments below. But these are some things that I love and work very well for me. And again, there's no format to my writing. Some days I'm writing 4 songs a week, some days I'm writing 1. I'm always trying to write consistently, so there's not really any weeks where I write 0 songs, but it's always different, and it always depends on what experience I'm going through and what I can relate to. So I really hope that you guys like this video. Please let me know, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you all really soon. See you later.